Okay, let's just jump right in. Think about it. Your body's got this incredible built-in emergency system.
Yeah, totally.
Designed to kick into high gear, make you faster, sharper, ready for anything, right?
It's amazing, really.
But what happens when that system never switches off? The alarm bell just keeps ringing and ringing.
That's the core of the issue.
And the key player here, we're talking cortisol.
The stress hormone, yeah.
So this deep dive, we're going to explore it's two sides. This hormone is fascinating, sometimes kind of scary. It's essential, sure, but
devastating if it sticks around too long.
Exactly. So we'll dig into the science, see how it hits your mind, your body, and importantly, talk about how you can maybe regain some control.
That's the plan. So cortisol itself, it's actually a natural steroid hormone. Your adrenal glands, these little things on top of your kidneys, they make it.
The hormone factories.
Kind of, yeah. And it's all directed by this communication network, the HPA axis, hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis. It sounds complicated, but it's basically the stress response control center.
Got it. And for those, fight, flight, freeze moments, slamming the brakes, avoiding an accident.
Or, that metaphorical lion chasing you.
Then cortisol is like your best friend.
Absolutely. In that short-term acute stress, it's your ally. It floods your system, sharpens your focus, gets your body ready for action right now.
No time for digesting lunch.
Exactly. Your body's smart. It shuts down non-essentials, boosts blood sugar for quick energy to muscles, to the brain. It even temporarily dampens the immune system a bit, saves resources.
Makes sense.
And interestingly, for those brief, intense moments, it can actually help you remember the danger better. So you learn, avoid next time.
So perfect for a quick sprint away from danger.
Yeah.
You're not worrying about catching a cold then.
Precisely. But here's the problem. Our system evolved for, saber-toothed tigers, right?
Not for traffic jams and email notifications.
Exactly. The issue isn't the short burst of stress. It's the chronic stuff. The deadlines, money worries, those constant phone pings. Your body often reads those as threats too.
So the HPA axis just keeps going.
It keeps pumping out cortisol, yeah. Even when there's no lion to run from.
And that's where the good guy hormone turns kind of bad. That constant high alert state. It just starts to wear everything down.
It really does. When cortisol stays high, all those things put on hold, digestion, immune functions, repair processes, they never really get back to running smoothly.
The physical toll sounds pretty significant.
Oh, it is. It's far-reaching.
So what are some of the big physical signs? What starts to break down first?
Well, the immune system is a major one. Short-term, cortisol suppresses it a bit, but chronic high levels, it messes things up. Your body gets kind of used to it. And paradoxically, it can actually increase long-term inflammation.
Wait, increase it. How does that work?
Yeah, it's complex, but the constant signaling disrupts normal regulation. Plus, you see a drop in lymphocytes, key white blood cells fighting infection.
So you actually get sick more easily.
That's often what happens. You're more prone to colds, flare-ups like cold sores, that feeling people call stress-induced sickness, and this underlying chronic inflammation. It's linked to really serious stuff too, arthritis, lupus, inflammatory bowel disease.
Wow. So the thing that helped you survive the lion makes you susceptible to a head cold later. That's quite a twist.
It really is. And it doesn't stop there. Your cardiovascular system takes a hit too.
High blood pressure.
Yeah. Persistent high cortisol contributes to high blood pressure, faster heart rate, increases the risk of heart disease down the line. Your metabolism gets thrown off too. Cortisol signals the body to store fat, especially around the belly.
Oh, the dreaded stress belly.
Exactly. And it messes with how your body uses sugar. So high blood sugar, increased risk of type 2 diabetes, it's all connected.
That makes so much sense why weight gain is such a common thing people notice under stress.
Absolutely. And the list goes on, really. Headaches, digestive issues that just don't quit, muscle weakness, even weaker bones over time.
Quicker bones.
Yeah. You might notice you bruise more easily, or maybe get gastric ulcers. Some research is even looking into potential links with certain cancers, though that's still being studied carefully.
Okay, so the body is clearly under siege. What about upstairs? What's it doing to our brains or thinking? Because chronic stress just feels awful mentally.
Oh, the cognitive and mental impact is huge. Persistently high cortisol, or even just disrupted patterns of it, directly interferes with learning and memory. There's a part of your brain called the hippocampus. Think of it as like memory HQ.
Okay.
Chronic stress, that constant HPA axis activation and cortisol flood, it can actually suppress activity in the hippocampus, makes it harder to learn new things, harder to pull up old memories.
So it's not just feeling scattered. There's a physical reason for the brain fog.
Yes, absolutely. And there's research showing this. Studies in animals, like piglets or older rats, show clear links between stress, cortisol levels, and poorer performance on memory tasks.
And in people.
Same thing. Studies in elderly humans have found connections between higher cortisol levels, reduced hippocampus volume, literally smaller memory centers, and memory problems.
Oh, reduced brain volume. That sounds permanent, is it?
That's a really important question, and the good news generally is no. While chronic cortisol can definitely hinder memory and affect brain structures like the hippocampus, these effects often seem to be reversible.
Okay. You.
Once the stress is managed and cortisol levels normalize, the brain shows remarkable plasticity, its ability to recover and adapt.
That's reassuring. What about mood? Anxiety, depression?
Well, anxiety shows a pretty strong link. High cortisol is definitely associated with anxiety. There was this really interesting type of study using something called Mendelian randomization.
Mendelian.
Mendelian randomization. It's basically a clever way researchers use natural genetic variations between people, almost like a natural experiment, to get a better idea of cause and effect, not just correlation.
Okay, so it's more than just noticing anxious people have high cortisol.
Right. Exactly. This type of research strongly suggests that higher cortisol might actually cause increased anxiety risk, and lowering cortisol could potentially reduce that risk.
Fascinating. Nature's little randomized trial.
Sort of, yeah. Now, interestingly, when it comes to major depression and neuroticism, that tendency towards negative emotions, the picture's a bit murkier.
Huh. I always assume stress just equals depression risk.
Well, stress is definitely a factor. But that same specific Mendelian randomization study I mentioned, it didn't find a consistent, strong link between morning cortisol levels and major depression or neuroticism.
Huh. So cortisol isn't the whole story for depression.
It seems like cortisol might be a primary driver for the anxiety piece of the stress response, while other factors, genetic, environmental, other biological pathways, might be more directly involved in major depression or neuroticism.
That's a really key distinction.
It is. It highlights the complexity. Of course, chronic stress can absolutely make depression worse, and generally, high cortisol is linked to mood swings, irritability, just feeling generally lousy and on edge.
So body and brain stuck in this danger loop. I've heard people talk about cortisol addiction. Is that like a real diagnosis?
Right. It's important to be clear here. Cortisol addiction isn't an official medical term you'll find in diagnostic manuals.
Right.
But it is a pattern that clinicians see. It describes the state where someone becomes psychologically and even physiologically dependent on that internal buzz from stress hormones, especially cortisol.
Dependent on feeling stressed out. That sounds exhausting.
It is. The body and mind get so used to being on high alert, constantly busy, that calm actually starts to feel uncomfortable, maybe even threatening.
What would that look like day to day?
You might see someone who almost craves being busy. They feel restless or antsy when things slow down. That classic tired but wired, feeling totally drained but just can't switch off.
I know that feeling.
Yeah. Difficulty relaxing even when you can rest. Feeling unmotivated maybe, but also unable to just be. It's this constant internal push, difficulty downshifting.
That sounds incredibly familiar in today's world. It feels like we're almost rewarded for being constantly on.
That's a huge part of it. Our culture often reinforces this pattern. But, and this is the hopeful part, even though chronic stress feels like it hijacks everything, you can take steps. You can manage cortisol. You can gently nudge your system back towards balance.
Okay, but how? If it feels so ingrained, where do you even start?
It's about consistency, not trying to do everything at once. Small, regular actions add up. It's like sending little signals to your nervous system saying, hey, it's actually safe to chill out now.
So practical stuff.
Absolutely. Lifestyle changes are huge. Sleep is non-negotiable.
Easier said than done sometimes.
Totally. Chronic stress destroys sleep. Bad sleep keeps cortisol high. It's a vicious cycle. But prioritizing it, aiming for 7 to 9 hours, having a wind-down routine, dim lights, no screens, it really matters.
Okay, sleep first. What else?
Regular movement, exercise. Doesn't have to be intense marathons. Just 30, 50 minutes most days. Moderate intensity, like you can talk, but maybe not sing. That helps your body literally process and clear out those stress hormones. And simple, deep breathing. Seriously powerful.
Just breathing.
Yeah, even 5 minutes a few times a day. It directly calms the nervous system, lowers cortisol, eases anxiety, and yes, can even help with memory by counteracting some of that hippocampal stuff.
Okay, that's doable. 5 minutes.
Totally. Spending time outside, especially getting morning sunlight, helps reset your body's natural cortisol rhythm. It should be higher in the morning, lower at night.
Right.
And maybe reduce the digital onslaught, phones, emails, notifications. Each little ping can be a mini stress hit, keeping cortisol simmering.
The tiny buzzing digital lions.
Exactly that. Also, journaling, just getting thoughts out of your head onto paper, it helps process stuff instead of letting it spin. Finding hobbies, things you actually enjoy, crucial distraction and relief. And boundaries, learning to say no sometimes, creating space.
That's a big one for many people.
Huge. And also maybe identifying your biggest stressors and actually planning how you'll respond next time instead of just reacting.
What about things like meditation or yoga?
Definitely powerful tools. They work directly on calming that HPA axis. Meditation, mindfulness, even 10-15 minutes a day is shown to lower cortisol, reduce inflammation.
And yoga?
Yoga's great because it combines movement, breathing, and mindfulness. Calms the nervous system, regulates hormones. The deep breathing helps immune resistance. Some poses might help lymphatic flow.
Yeah.
It's holistic.
And if those negative thoughts, the stress-fueling patterns, feel really, really stuck.
That's when therapy can be incredibly helpful. Techniques like CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, or DBT, they are specifically designed to help you spot and change those thought patterns and behaviors that keep the stress cycle going.
Seeking help is key then.
Absolutely. Therapy, coaching, support groups. It's not weakness, it's proactive, it's strength.
Okay, last piece then. Diet. Can what you eat actually influence cortisol?
Yes, significantly. Nutrition plays a big role. Focus on a balanced whole food approach. Lots of plants, plenty of fiber. Fiber is key for gut health.
The gut-brain connection.
Exactly. That gut-brain axis is huge for regulating mood and hormones, including cortisol. A healthy gut supports a healthier stress response.
Any specific foods that are standouts?
Well, things rich in D vitamins and magnesium are great because stress depletes them. Think avocados, leafy greens like spinach. They support your nervous system. Avocados also have healthy fats.
Okay.
Fermented foods, yogurt, kimchi, sauerkraut, they give you probiotics, prebiotics for that gut health link. Bananas are good too. Potassium, magnesium, tryptophan, which helps make serotonin.
The feel-good chemical.
Right. And maybe even dark chocolate, the really dark stuff, high cocoa content. It has polyphenols, antioxidants that might help buffer cortisol. Basically focus on nutrient-dense foods.
So feed your body well to handle stress better.
That's a great way to put it. And maybe gently ease back on caffeine and added sugars. They can spike energy and mimic that stress response, keeping you wired.
Right, supplements, magnesium, vitamin D.
They might have a role definitely linked to stress regulation. But always talk to your doctor first before starting supplements. Get personalized advice.
Wow, okay. This has been a really comprehensive look at cortisol. It touches everything.
It really does. So just to kind of wrap up, cortisol. Essential for surviving immediate danger, but chronic high levels, that's where we see the damage, physical health, mental clarity, memory, maybe even that cortisol addiction pattern.
And that interesting nuance about anxiety versus depression.
Yeah, the research suggesting a potentially stronger direct link, at least from morning cortisol, to anxiety compared to major depression or neuroticism. It's an important detail.
So the main takeaway is you have agency. You can influence this. Recognizing the signs, taking those small, consistent steps, lifestyle, diet, mind-body stuff, it adds up. It's about gently retraining your nervous system, finding balance again. It's not about perfection.
And it's okay to ask for help.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Reaching out for professional support if you're feeling overwhelmed is crucial. It's a sign of taking charge. So for everyone listening, here's something to think about. We live in a world that often pushes hustle, constant productivity, right? Where being busy feels like being worthy. So the question is, how can you personally start to treat rest and stillness not just as a nice to have, a luxury, but as a fundamental, non-negotiable biological need? For your physical health, yes, but also for your mental well-being.